Have you ever felt like your head was stuck in a fog bank? That constant pressure in your face, the stuffy nose that just won't clear, and that post-nasal drip that's just, well, it's miserable, right? You've probably tried everything from tissues by the box load to every over-the-counter spray you can find. But what if I told you there's a simple, effective, and time-tested method that can bring you some serious relief? Today, we're diving deep into the world of nasal rinsing for sinus relief. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be looking at that little teapot-looking thing in a whole new light. So, what exactly is nasal rinsing? You might have heard it called nasal irrigation, or maybe you've seen a neti pot. Essentially, it's the process of gently flushing out your nasal passages with a saline solution. Think of it like giving your sinuses a refreshing, gentle shower from the inside. It sounds a little strange at first, I get it, but it's been practiced for centuries for a reason. The goal is to wash away mucus, allergens like pollen and dust, and other irritants that get trapped in your nasal passages and lead to that awful feeling of congestion and inflammation we call sinusitis. Now, before you run off and stick your head under the tap, please don't do that. It's crucial to understand how to do this safely and effectively. The most important rule of nasal rinsing is to use the right kind of water. Never ever use tap water directly from your faucet. Tap water can contain tiny organisms, specifically an amoeba called Naegleria fowleri, which is harmless to drink but can be extremely dangerous if it gets into your nasal passages. So, what should you use? The safest options are distilled water, sterile water, or water that has been boiled for at least 1 minute and then cooled to a lukewarm temperature. This is non-negotiable for your safety. Once you have your safe water, you need to create the saline solution. You can buy pre-made saline packets at any pharmacy, which is what I recommend, especially when you're starting out. They're perfectly measured to create an isotonic solution, which means it has the same salt concentration as your body. This makes the rinse comfortable and prevents any stinging or burning. If you prefer to make your own, a common recipe is to mix a 1/4 teaspoon of non-iodized salt, like canning or pickling salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda into 1 cup of your prepared lukewarm water. Just be sure to mix it thoroughly until everything is completely dissolved. Alright, you've got your safe water and your saline solution ready. Now, let's talk about the delivery device. There are a few popular options. The most well-known is the neti pot, which looks like a small ceramic or plastic teapot. It uses gravity to gently pour the solution through your nasal passages. Then there are squeeze bottles, which are my personal preference. They give you a bit more control over the pressure and flow of the water. And finally, there are more advanced pulsating irrigation systems, which are a bit more of an investment, but offer a very thorough cleaning. For beginners, a neti pot or a simple squeeze bottle is a perfect place to start. Now for the main event, the actual rinsing process, it's best to do this over a sink. If you're using a neti pot, tilt your head sideways over the sink so one nostril is pointing down towards the drain. Breathe through your open mouth. This is key to prevent the solution from going down your throat. Gently insert the spout of the neti pot into your upper nostril to create a comfortable seal. Now, start pouring the saline solution slowly. In just a few seconds, you should see the water flowing out of your lower nostril. It's a weird but satisfying feeling. Use about half the solution, then gently blow your nose. Switch sides, tilt your head the other way, and repeat the process with the remaining solution for the other nostril. If you're using a squeeze bottle, the process is very similar. Lean over the sink, but you don't need to tilt your head as dramatically. Keep your head looking down, insert the tip into one nostril, and again, breathe through your mouth. Gently squeeze the bottle. The solution will flow through your nasal passage and out the other nostril. Just like with the neti pot, use about half the solution, gently blow your nose, and then switch to the other side. The key with either method is to be gentle. You're not trying to pressure wash your sinuses, you're just giving them a gentle rinse. So, what's actually happening inside your head when you do this? As the saline solution flows through, it thins out thick mucus, making it easier to expel. It also helps to rinse away those allergens and irritants I mentioned earlier, pollen, dust, pollutants that can trigger inflammation. Furthermore, the rinse helps improve the function of your cilia. Cilia are tiny, hair-like structures in your nose that are constantly working to move mucus and debris out. When you have a cold or sinus infection, they can get bogged down. Nasal rinsing helps them get back to work, which is a huge part of restoring your natural sinus health. After you've finished rinsing both sides, you might need to gently blow your nose a few times to clear out any remaining solution and mucus. Some people find it helpful to bend forward and turn their head from side to side to make sure all the water has drained out. Don't blow too hard, as this can irritate your nasal passages or even force fluid into your ears. A gentle puff is all you need. How often should you do this? For general maintenance or mild allergies, once a day might be enough. If you're dealing with a sinus infection, a bad cold, or heavy seasonal allergies, your doctor might suggest rinsing 2 or even 3 times a day. As always, it's a good idea to chat with your doctor or an ear, nose, and throat specialist, especially if you have chronic sinus issues, to figure out the best routine for you. Let's quickly bust a few myths. Some people worry it's going to hurt. If you use lukewarm, properly mixed saline solution, it shouldn't sting or burn at all. If it does, your water is likely too hot, too cold, or the salt concentration is off. Another concern is that it's dangerous. As long as you use the correct type of water, distilled, sterile, or previously boiled, it is a very safe procedure. In a world full of complex medications and treatments, the simplicity of nasal rinsing is truly remarkable. It's a natural, drug-free way to manage symptoms and improve your overall respiratory health. It empowers you to take an active role in your own wellness, providing relief right in your own bathroom. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the wonders of nasal rinsing. I hope this guide helps you breathe a little easier. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more wellness tips. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever tried nasal rinsing? What's your experience been like? Stay healthy, breathe deep, and I'll see you in the next video.